Hey, welcome to Watson's Wagons. I forgot where I was. Been a while since I made a video on automotive stuff, right? But we're working on the Cutlass Supreme today, the 74. And I am doing universal joints. And this car has the Saginaw style drive shaft in it with the Saginaw style U-joints. And these type of U-joints have a special bearing cap that from the factory had molten, hot, melted nylon injected into the housing here, which flowed in and around grooves of the cap to secure the cap, as opposed to having a bearing cap recessed into the yoke and putting a snap ring in. So, believe it or not, this car still has the original freaking U-joints in it. And here's the logo, the original. Look at that. Can you see that little Saginaw logo? Anyways, we got to get these U-joints out. And why am I doing that? Well, the car is old. It's in great shape, but I did some suspension work to it. Updated some stuff. Coil springs, shocks, tires, but I did put air shocks in the rear. Gave it just a little bit of a lift. Took it for a test drive, and it immediately started to vibrate, and it really shouldn't. There was not that much of an angle on that drive shaft to cause it to do that. But my first indicator or whatever, my first notion was that the U-joints are they're so used to running in the settled position that they were in for so many years. And it still had some old Sears and Roebuck gas shocks on it that I took off, and they were completely shot. And so who knows how long those shocks have been on that car. The car was never driven in the wintertime. It was always, below highway speeds, according to the owner. His dad never really drove it, higher than 60 miles an hour. Me, I get on the interstate and I'm just tooling along. Car, it runs great. But anyways, so the drive shaft was sitting at at an angle for so many years, running at a particular angle for so many years, that I think it probably developed a wear pattern, and it's my assumption. And even as you're hitting bumps, the car is right. The transmission and the rear axle, the differential, whatever, is making some minor adjustments, and the drive shaft's compensating for that because of the U-joints. But it just started vibrating, and I'm like, that's not right. So we're going to change them, and they are original. There's a lot of different methods to do this. The book says you can pound them out, right? And you'll just shear the plastic and all that kind of stuff. Well, I'm not too keen on pounding anything on these yokes and all this kind of stuff. Because one thing you don't want to do with this drive shaft, it's hollow, right? So you don't want to certainly don't want to clamp this in a vise and put a dent in it by accident and screw it up, put it out of balance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw some heat on it and see if we can melt that nylon out of the weep holes where it was injected, and it should come oozing out of there like a nasty zit. So this video, I'm only going to film heating it up, getting the goo out of there, and see if I can use the bench vise to squeeze those caps out without having to beat on it, because I just don't want to beat on it. So let's see what happens. Now, propane torch from what I read, is plenty hot enough to melt that nylon. That nylon melting point is supposed to be a lot lower than what this thing can produce. So we're going to see what happens. We're just kind of going to go around the cap until it starts to do its thing. It's going to smoke, it's going to stink, and that's that. So let's turn the camera around and see what happens. That much out of that one. This side. There we go. See the nylon? Hot. Hot, hot, hot. What I'll do with my little pair of pliers. The heat is all the way up here too. That's funny. That's funny right there. I don't care who you are. Come on, damn it. I ain't trying to grab it. Well, there she is in all her glory. Check out the surfaces, man. It's original freaking U-joint. Wonder what these look like underneath. Let's take it apart. Forgot that dude was hot. Well, I mean, the U-joint looks pretty good. Nothing was rusty. Held grease all these years. And I'll be doing the same procedure on this one. But it is really a lot of play in this one too. All right. That almost feels too sloppy, doesn't it? Shouldn't there be a little stiffness? So what happens next is we'll be punching these holes out and getting the nylon out of here. out of these locations, and then cleaning out these grooves, because your snap rings will be going in there. All right, so not going to film that. Everybody knows how to install U-joints. Just wanted you to see this. Okay, Saginaw. When you put your hand in a pile of goo, easy peasy. Hey, I'll work on this one. You get the picture? Yeah.